Hey guys, Sifu Les Clements, Black Dragon Kung Fu. Thanks for watching. So I wanted to continue a little bit with this cane, okay? So the practicality of this, if we think about it, if you're a younger person who is fit, it's gonna look funny if you're walking with it, right? However, I can get away with it as a martial arts instructor. It's always in my bag with a ton of other stuff. And if I take this, I can walk out to the park with it like this in front of my house. Anyway, I guess the reason I'm doing this video is I've had some experiences in the past. And those of you guys that were around my school back in 2002, 2003, and 4, you remember that there were quite a few incidents with just random individuals coming into the school, doing things, people that were on drugs. In the parking lot, I would have students practicing, and there were literally sometimes people that would come up, homeless people, people on drugs, and they would try the students. This one guy would come up, if you were working with a staff, he'd come up and try to grab the staff, and the student doesn't know what to do, he's frozen. Older student goes over there and talks him down in a really cool, kind way. Great, guy goes away. But it happens. Could have been worse. Fortunately, it never got bad enough where it got that bad. But anyway, this type of a weapon has become extremely practical for me. If I want to call it a weapon or use it a weapon. All right. Now, a bunch of students, as I had said before, chipped in and got this for me. And it definitely has shown itself as something special. So I'm very gratitude for the gift long ago. So this thing, is it practical to carry? Yes, it is. But you have to be careful the way you do it. If you have it in your vehicle, you want to go out to the park, you want to practice with it, fine. But it depends on where you're going. Like if you're going to go to the mall, you really don't need it. I mean, there's mall security, there's things like that. But if you're in the park and it's dark and some stranger's coming along, this is a great weapon for self-defense if he tries to make problems. Or if you have to get away from a bunch of people, if you're on a people that are coming after you, you're making space, you're moving, it's a good weapon. Striking. You can do a lot of different stuff with this. Very heavy head. So this weapon is a very, very easy one as well, because it fits in the hand very nicely. I don't know where they got it, honestly. You could search for maybe polypropylene dragon canes. Look at the artwork on that baby. So the cane is a very old weapon. Now, where does it come from? It comes from people that were handicapped, masters, maybe kung fu masters that got injured, that once did kung fu, they had to use the cane for the adjustment. Maybe the old man had to prop up on this cane because his right leg was bad, but he could kill you with his deceptive dagger, you see? Or he had a way to move his weight onto his good leg and nail you. See, that's what kung is adapting and adjusting. So that's a larger weapon, the cane. So the other weapon that I covered in the last video was the ASP, the ASP. The spring-loaded baton. Very nice weapon, very practical. It collapses, easy to carry with you, concealable. However, check with your state. In some states, it's illegal to conceal it, like mine. Here in Oregon, we have to have this visible. Just like any blade, there's guys running around with machetes. As long as it's visible, it's legal. There's people walking around with sidearms, like a full-blown pistol in a holster with a belt. Now that I don't agree with, but I'm not going to get into that. The point is that it has to be visible, right? So with a collapsible baton, as I mentioned in the last video, it's cheap. You can find one of these on eBay for maybe $5. They're very heavy, powerful weapon, as I had talked about in the last video. One hit to the back of the hand of an aggressor who's trying to get you, and they're done. But you've got to learn how to create space. So if someone is chasing you or aggressively moving forward at you, and you have this, and let's say you go to strike them, if he's charging hard, he can grab your wrist, and you will be in a mess if you don't know what to do. Okay, so level 1, students with the ASP, women's self-defense, which I'm starting back up soon. Level 1 is when you swing your ASP, learn how to move back, create space, and make sure you're in an area where you can use it. The ASP is a great close quarter weapon. You can jab with it, you can punch with it. You can punch across, wrap the neck, you can choke with it, you can throw with it. You can do all types of stuff. You can hit high, kicking low with it. Dangerous weapon. I love it, right? So, another favorable weapon, a little bit more detail about it. So with the ASP, I can do specific techniques. In the Filipino martial arts, they would have redondo, which means round. It's just a continuous circle, right? In Chinese Kung Fu, you have kind of the same thing, but it's the half of the flower. The other half is doing this, see? So if I take this out of the flower, here it is. So I'm doing this, really. See this big figure 8, this big cross? Now if I tighten that up with the ASP, it's gonna be this way. I hit forward and I move back. See, I want space with the ASP. So if I'm using dragon and I'm moving away to hit with the ASP, I turn, hit back. See, one-handed weapon. Now, of course, that other hand is gonna be out and active, right? But the idea is the ASP, very effective weapon. So if you found this video helpful, the second part of the last video on concealing weapons, this was more about demo, then click the like button. Even better, subscribe. Sifu Les Clements out.